This is my knitting channel. You're all very welcome. And I am Michelle Roo from the Strand here in South Africa. Yeah, so welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm so glad you're joining me, and the returning viewers, thank you for your support. I've got a few things that I want to do to show today, but I'll do it in little bits and pieces. I hope the cut over from one video to the other will be okay. So the first one is my socks that I finished. The socks, the yarn is from Teresa Yarn Creations, and this was the January sock of the year box that they've sent out, if I can call it a box. And receiving beautiful yarn like this, I just can't do normal plain vanilla socks, so I've done this. It's a pattern, maybe I should say inspired, because this bit looks a bit different, from Barbara from Knitting I Love. It's a free pattern, so always do toe up. And there's my heel. Okay, let me show you properly. So I do a Turkish cast on always, so there you can see it really shows that there's no seam in there, which is nice. Just a little nugget here where you start. Then I did increases for the gusset this time, and it is at the bottom. Hey, yeah, my increases is actually at the bottom of the foot, not in the top part. And then the heel turn and flap, being the knit one slip one pattern and Barbara's pattern and the 2x2 rip, and I ended up with little frills, peacocks as they call it. It's very easy to knit, and it also allows for a very stretchy bind off, which is very nice. So this is my socks. When I received the yarn, I also tried to other things that I want to share with you. The first one was just to do flowers from I showed you the book from the cross stitch, where they've got lace and linen probably quilted together, and then on the linen they will embroider little flowers. So I did my little flowers, but then I realized that the flowers are going missing between the striping of the yarn, so I stopped. And then I also tried one where I did the diamonds to simulate the blocks of the cross stitch pattern, and there you can see my lace, and at the end I've got the little flowers, but I didn't finish it. I will do something like this in plain color yarn. Let me know whether you'll be interested in a sock pattern like this. Will you wear it? Do you think that this pieces will, because it is standing up, it slip stitches, are they going to hurt your foot when you've got shoes on? Please give me your ideas and your input. I'll appreciate that. Okay. My second item that's been completed is the yarn is from, and it's got fluff all over, from Naughty Habits, and this was the vanilla and cinnamon yarn box last year. And I'm not going, this pattern is inspired, and I'm saying inspired, I'll explain a bit later, from Norma from Bigger Than Life Knits, and I really enjoyed making it, although I did it during a time where my mind wasn't mine. I was not well. So my cardigan has a v-neck. A cardigan does not have a v-neck. I ran out of yarn but was able to make short sleeves. It comes into my elbow, which is nice, and I've got a I want to say it's a t-shirt, but it's not a t-shirt like this. The material is different. That's nearly this color. So it fits very nicely together. I'll put a little video in where you can see more detail. It's better than showing like this. But I just want to show you the fade of color from the one to the second color. And the color is going on until the end. It's really very nice, and was a very nice pattern to knit. This lace came out beautiful. I'm struggling. Here we go. The lace came out beautiful. Looks like little windows, and it's actually easy to memorize it when you've got your mind with you. Okay, I'm going to insert a little video clip from this that I've done. Chat later. We are now sitting at my round table where I usually have my lunch during office hours, and where I knit after work. So here I want to show you some of my work in progress or nearly finished objects. So the one is made from a commercial yarn. Does it focus? I don't know whether it focuses. I can't really see. And this is the ranunculus for my cousin. Just put that halfway, a little bit more space here. There it is. So I did do the short rows at the back to make the back higher than the front. I did do the raglan increases, which I didn't do on my one, and I carried on with the body. So last time I was around, so this is where the sleeve comes in. So last time I was about here, so I finished the body, I finished the one sleeve, which I ended with a 1x1 rip in the same manner that the neckline is done with. And oh, you saw this. Yeah, I must still weave in the ends and whatever because I'm still busy. And this is a little marker, this little sheep marker from Art and Nickel, Samantha. It is to show what number of needle you used for a certain piece, just because. And then the second sleeve, I'm busy with the cuff. I'm like really nearly finished, like nearly finished. More than half the cuff is done already, so this will be finished today. And then I might wash and lock it before I send it to her in the post, or maybe I'll send it just like as is with instructions, because it might pick up dust on the way there. That's just my thing. It's not that she can open up the parcel and put it on and wear it. She will have to wash it before she can wear it. Coming through the mail. But yeah, so I hope the yarn has places where, even if it's commercial, where it's thicker than other portions. It also had a portion where it was binded very badly, and that happened in the sleeve. I wonder if I can show you quickly. It's like, and it caught me off guard. No, don't know where it is now. It did caught me off guard because I had to pull it in order to make a proper knot, and I will weave it in when I'm doing the weaving in. So this is the ranunculus, and it shows that even in a cheaper or more affordable yarn, it still comes out very nice, and the definition is beautiful. I'm really okay with this one. Okay. Then, because I finished my socks, I had to start new ones. So okay, so this yarn is, where's the little sticky now? It's Katya yarns with a colorway. I've got no idea. I don't know. I really don't know. But it's nice and green. It's got browns in there, and pinks in there, and beiges, and teal. So I started the sock in January when we had our first face-to-face knitting social, and I also took it with on the second one, and on the second one something happened to the yarn. It's hard. It's not like this, and it's not like this. It's as if it felt it in my hands. Is it possible? So I tried to pull it out and thought, okay, I will reuse that. But even this is like, no, I will use it as spare yarn to put sleeves on or something like that. And this I'm going to throw away because I don't want to use it. So now, then I've started, thanks to the lady that sat next to me in the March social that allowed me to look over her shoulder. I'm sure she didn't know why I was looking so curiously. I don't know the English word, but I wanted to see. She made 2 at a time socks, and I was trying to see how she moves from the one to the other. Thank you for that learning. And there is my first ever 2 at a time sock. So I still did Turkish cast on that I always do. So I start with 12 stitches, then I increase it every second row. The other socks I did make one left, make one right. This one I just, the very end stitch, I just knit back, knit front, or knit front, knit back. And this is just going to be vanilla socks, and hopefully the yarn will stay nice. It is interesting to see that the brown area is not too far out, and I think it will look nice. But yes, this is a first timer, or I'm a newbie on doing 2 at a time socks. Then I'm also a newbie on this one. On this one. This is the oh dear, Fynbos pullover. I'm not going to give a name. On the previous video I did present the names of everyone. This is, the yarns are, let me just talk about the yarns, they're all tangled up here. So this is from Naughty Habits, and it's 50% merino, 15% mulberry silk, and 15% sorry, mohair, and 20% polyamide. So if you want to, you can do socks with this. I really hope the phone focus nicely, that you can read. It is dyed for me because I asked her for a black. It came out like a charcoal blue, which is beautiful. The second yarn, the color work yarn that I'm using, and it's popping out, is from Cap of Yarn. She's no longer dyeing, but you can support the family through Lily Rose, and it's beautiful colors. It is this green and burgundy and beige and browns, and oh, I just love this. So here it is. This is how far I got. This is the neckline, and it's got a little bit of lace in there, and then the color work starts. Of course, this is now upside down, so I can't show it to you another way. And you do your color work with the floats. Yes, I've got floats at the back as well, but you do your color work with floats being in front. On some places there's a stitch, some places is a color work. So it is something that I will do only like directly after work till about 6-7 o'clock, when my mind gets tired, and then I put it away because I've learned my lesson with not being able to count properly and not to follow pattern. So this is the little stitch marker where I keep where my row begins. It's from Art and Hickle. It's a little lemon. And then I also bought this from Etsy Klein. I got it from Big Fox Yarn. It is a row counter, so every time when you start, you put your needles through the little hoop, and then as you carry on, and then when you get to the bottom, in other words, you've done your 10th row, there's your little star, you've got to the end. It's got a place where you can put the stitch marker. So this stitch marker is from Estereza Yarn Creations. And so now I know that I finished this cycle once because I've got one stitch marker on there, and second time I'll carry on from there. I'm a newbie on this because yeah, it's my first time using this chain, which is really nice to do. It's the first time that I can actually feel I can put the garment back in the bag and not worry to not know where to carry on. I know exactly where I was, following the chart and everything. And then the other thing that I'm a newbie on is it is just so much easier because you don't knit the stitches, but you just bring it forward. So what you do is, and I don't know whether I'm in the right place, so I'm not going to actually knit this, I'm just going to show you. So I'm a continental knitter, hey? So there we go. So this is me doing normal knitting like this. This is me. So when I need to do this color work, I just flip it forward and knit and bring it back and carry on knitting. And there's your float. I will pull it out just to make sure it's not stiff enough, because as she said, it's easier to, I'm just undoing this is not in the right space. As she said, it's easier to tighten your floats than to not have enough yarn. So So that is it, and it's lovely. I just love this. Okay, so that's my second work in progress, because I regard this as nearly finished. As a, you won't see this again. So sorry. And then I've got a wish list. Oh no, wait, I've got one more work in progress. Let me just make space here. Just quickly make space. There we go. The next one, I'm going to go over that side of the room in front of you. Please be with me. Yeah, and you probably saw now my face is blood red. That's why you don't see me at this point. So this, I just want to see the pattern name quickly. I can't remember which one it is. It is from Hobby Crafts. It is, they call it Camellia's Cardigan. Camellia's Cardigan from Hobby Crafts. And of course you start on top. And it's just a normal cardigan. Nothing with raglan in between. It's a v-neck. It's a true v-neck. It's not just me making mistakes. But it's got different, I'll put a picture in here of how it looks like. But I also do it with commercial yarn. Yeah, it's double knit yarn. It's these big ones. I'm sure you recognize them if you're in our country. That's what I knit this with. And I've got more than enough. I think I can do 3 cardigans here. So I'll see whether I can do that. So this is number 1. And that's to take the place of this one, to keep me busy. And it's just plain knitting. There's no hard thinking about it. And it's thick yarn. So when I can't do the feinbos pullover, then I can knit on this one, because sometimes you need something different, something easy. Then I also want to talk about some future knits that I'm really feeling like to. There's a few stuff that I have never knitted before, even though I've been knitting for young years. I've never done a headband. I've never done a hat. I've never done a one skin shawl. I want to crochet one. I found a nice pattern. Okay, so let me show you the patterns. I wonder whether I'll be able to quickly find those patterns. I'll give you pictures, just for us to talk about it. The one skin shawl is called Hamburg Scarf. She knitted it in black and white. I want to knit it, it's fingering. I've got yarn that looks very similar to this cup of yarn from the feinbos pullover, so I think that will look nice, and I can wear it together because the feinbos neckline is quite open, although I'm always like hot and red in my head anyway. Then the other one I would like to do is, I've got this yarn from Estereza Yarn Creations. It is the Venus. I think it is, I'm trying to see. It's 350 meters per 100 gram. So it's not sport weight, is it? It's still fingering. Then I can do it. because I've got a pattern called that I used before. I can't pronounce the first word. It's someplace, not in our country. Trail tea. So it's probably a walk, a nature walk area. From Kentucky Knits, from Rachel Campton, that I used before with a it's a beige top that I've got with lace that I've put in, and the lace is the same the lace than a dress that I knitted for my daughter when she was a toddler. I used this pattern, and I think of doing this pattern again, but doing my own thing on top of it again with this yarn. So watch the space whether it will be a reality. I think it's nice with the grays and rust. Yeah, so that's my thinking. So if you know about any headband patterns or hats that's easy to knit, being my first one, being in I've got one double knit skein that I want to use for the hat. Is one skein enough for a hat? Please share some patterns with me. I'll appreciate that. Yeah. There are other things that is in my cupboard. You probably remember the purple. I'll put a photo on that. I think I still have a photo of that, where I started to do a summer tea. I realized after doing the first bit that I will not have enough yarn, and I don't have yarn that can blend into what I've got, and I'm not going to buy necessarily yarn to fit in with that. If I one day get some, I'll add it to that. That was the anyway, so I pulled that out, I ripped it back. Then the other stuff that I have in my cupboard are these two. This one from my daughter with the little flowers on. Maybe I'll do a cardigan like this for her and do the flowers at the bottom if she still wants it like that. Yeah, we'll see. And then the other one was, which I'm very sad about, is this one from Drops. I'm not going to get the pattern that quickly. Let me see whether I can. It's the Chevron Delight from Drops. With me not being well and doing counting wrong, I counted the pieces from the front to the sleeve and over the arm and things like that. It's very skew. I don't know until where to pull back to fix it. I might just rip the entire thing and say I'll try it later. The yarn is beautiful. I've got other ideas for the yarn. There's a pattern from, let me just find it quickly. Sorry for this. There's a pattern called Solaris sweater that looks like as if it's got cables from the top going down. I think this will look beautiful in it. Can't even remember whether the Solaris sweater is this yarn, weight of yarn, or do I need to go and find something else. There are a few others that called my attention, but yes, it's all pay-for patterns that I will need to work through and make sure that I buy the right thing. It's not like a free pattern like Drops where you can just, it's okay not to use it. it's no loss. At least I get to reuse the yarn. What I will do with the yarn is, I've got this little bit left of this skin, so I will probably make a skin again and wash it and let it dry, just for the little wrinkles to go away, because it's just one skin. It is beautiful. It's actually got red in there as well, and green and brown. It's so nice. I don't want to make something about it with it and then it's so skew on my body that it doesn't fit properly. Okay. So this was a little bit all over the show. I hope there was something in that you did enjoy. Please let me know. Please give me comments on what is your thinking about these videos. Do you enjoy them? If you do enjoy them, give them a thumbs up, please. If you really enjoy them, share them with your friends, that we can build a bigger community here. It is nice to read your comments. I really appreciate that. Sometimes I feel to read them out every time, just because I appreciate that. I want you to know that I've read them more than just putting a little heart next to them. It means more than just that for me. Yeah, and this is just me also showing off commercial yarn, not to advertise the yarn, but to show it's okay to also make garments with other yarns. It's about the craft. It's not about the finances. It's not about the glamour of to say I'm wearing this from this and this. Some people are like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong not to be able to use natural yarns because of your budget. I think I need to say goodbye before I blubber too much and everyone runs away. Okay, so please give me some pattern ideas for headbands and hats. Please give me your ideas about what should I do to save this, or do I rip it out and start something new? If you have other pattern ideas for me to use this one on, I don't know why I thought it's sport weight, but it's really a thin, it's really as thin as that. It's really fingering, it's not sport. And I've got more enough to do a garment, a long sleeve. Yeah, cool. So this is me. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a lovely day and all the best for the week to come. Bye.